T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
Hey, we're just fashionably late.
Hey.
Welcome to episode 164 of the Play by Ear podcast. The historian is in the house, as is Savannah.
Savannah.
All right. Like I said, just fashionably late. We were having an engaging conversation that caused us to be late. But
we were already guffawing before the on-air light went off, so we're trying to compose myself. I'm still weeping just a little bit. Maxwell, how we doing, sir?
Howdy.
Didn't know Max had a last name. Maxwell had a last name. Hey.
Yes, he did.
Was it always just Maxwell?
Maxwell.
Kind of like Madonna. Cher. Maxwell.
Prince.
Prince or
Bono.
whatever he was there for a while.
Who else has one name? That would be a topic
Edge.
right there. Edge. It's the Edge.
That's
Yeah. Don't forget your article.
Lamal, the lead singer of Kajagoogoo. There was a.
You're making that up.
No, I'm being serious.
I mean, well-known people.
Oh gosh. Oh, what is this that Chris is saying here?
He hate me. Hello.
Hello.
Chris has finished his task. Play it by ear podcast. Or no, send it to admin, ADMIN, at playitbyearpodcast.com.
Can't believe I forgot two of my favorites, Noodles and Dexter from The Offspring.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Noodles.
Noodles.
Knew nothing about these noodles people.
You've never heard of Noodles?
You
certainly
know
have heard of.
I've heard of the Offspring. I didn't know any of their members. I mean,
Noodles.
Well, now you know Noodles.
Now you know Noodles.
I guess.
And Dexter.
Oh, Savannah, Flea.
Flea.
That's right.
Oh, Flea. Yeah.
Chris, she beat you to the uptake there. That's another one.
Gosh darn it! Now I'm not going to be able to stop. Thinking about this.
J-Lo.
Eh,
That's not really one word. It's just three letters. All right. Moving on.
yeah. Maybe the audience can chime in with some more as they think of them. All right. Again, if you've never been here before, we will have a couple topics. Kenny. Esteban. Who's Esteban?
Esteban. You have to say this. Esteban.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Ronaldo.
The guy that was in the cover of all the romance novels.
Fabio.
Fabio. Yeah, that's right.
Cato.
Kalen.
Cato.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Cato from the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to
We-
take
we
on
were-
a mini topic all of its own.
I know. I could see all of our wheels turning, and it's like me and the ADHD is like, I gotta focus. I gotta get back. I can't think of two things once.
Well, I guess tonight it's 2.5 topics, and we'll talk them to death, and we'll move on. Visit our website. We do have an issue with the website. The website is down, but keep checking back in. It may return here shortly. So
Schwartzley.
just keep it in mind. All right. So I've got you all in an order there. I don't know if that's the order you're going to go in or not, but
That probably should be the order.
Yeah.
all right, Todd. I believe you are continuing. a
No.
previous. Oh,
No.
you're not.
Nope.
No, I'm not.
We're branching out into something else. Then
Yeah. I scrapped.
you're a scrapper.
I scrapped the Cincinnati one.
Okay.
And I have one that should probably be. It should probably wait until the 4th of July, but we can do something else on that episode whenever we get near the 4th of July. And this is very fitting as we're getting into summertime, although today it doesn't feel like it out there. It's chilly. This is a bracket, a food bracket. Surprise, surprise.
All right.
And this one is a BBQ, a BBQ bracket, like a grilling out type foods.
Bobby.
So nothing too crazy on here. So you guys should be fine. You shouldn't be dry heaving at any of these. Well, Brady probably will still. Some of them.
Just keep the mayo away.
So without further ado, are you ready?
I do.
Audience, are you ready to chime in? So we'll start out with the first matchup. I got to be honest. As I glanced through this, there's some tough matchups. This probably has tougher matchups than any bracket we've done.
Ooh.
Right off the
Sure
bat, we
So,
have.
quick question: is it seeded or just matchups?
They're not seated. I mean,
Okay.
I guess I could go through here and see, like, yeah, they're not seated. So I won't
Yeah,
even try
don't
to
worry, I
add
was just
seeds.
curious
Yeah.
if somebody was imposing their will on us, or
No. First matchup, we have your classic burger. Although
Cheeseburger
it
or just
doesn't say,
hamburger?
it just says burger, but the picture has cheese on it. So I got to say, on this one, you pick based on whether you like a cheeseburger or a regular hamburger. It's not, if you don't like cheese, you don't have cheese on your burger when you're picking this. You know what I'm
it's a
saying?
cookout burger.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Versus grilled chicken.
Hmm.
See, right off the bat, very
Dang.
difficult.
Oh gosh. So my problem here is that when I think of cookouts, I think of more gatherings. Now, if I'm grilling for myself or my family or for dinner, grilled chicken all day. But that cookout, the barbecue, the spirit. I mean, without burgers, there is no barbecue culture in America. I said it.
You said it.
So I can have a good grilled chicken anywhere, but there's nothing like a grilled burger. So if we're strictly talking about this being a bracket of cookout foods,
Mm-hmm.
I think grilled chicken is more encompassing of just grill outs. So I go with the burger.
You go with the burger. You guys both, you hit both my points that I was thinking too. If it's a Wednesday night and you're just going to grill out some food with it's just the fam,
Mhm.
grilled chicken probably is going to be on that grill.
Oh yeah.
But and see, it's actually my phone keeps turning off. I need to shut that off somehow. But it's not even if I might have misled people. It's not a grill out bracket. It is a 4th of July barbecue bracket. And that changes things for maybe some people, because if it were just grilling out, you know, I probably do eat chicken on the grill more than I eat burgers on the grill. But for
Right.
a cookout with friends, family, whatever, you got to go burger all day long. What
So,
says
yeah,
audience?
Unanimous burgers among us,
Yes.
right?
It's got to be the burger.
So audience,
Lots of mayo.
cheese, of course,
Got to have cheese.
pickles, onion.
Tomato. I'm starting to accept more onion, only though if I can control the size of it. I don't like onion like McDonald's onion slivers. But if it's a ring of
Yeah.
onion, like a
A
nice
ring of onion.
circle of
A
onion, I don't,
runyon.
and if it's a nice crispy fresh a piece of lettuce, I'll throw that on there. But no shredded lettuce on a burger.
Oh,
9 times out of 10, I eat half the burger and then I just throw the lettuce off. Same way with the tomato. I like the tomato in the burger, but it slips and slides everywhere. If you have a tomato and lettuce, it's really dancing around on the bun.
Right. Agreed.
Savannah
Okay,
says
so-
burgers.
Yes, with cheese, tomatoes, and Kinder barbecue sauce.
Is Kinder a brand?
I never heard of that brand.
Now I'm gonna have to try it out. If it is, I'll have to go seek some out.
The thing that's great. Here's the thing that's great about a burger. First off, okay, let's go back to the comparison. Chicken. With chicken, you got barbecue sauce, maybe some ranch. I don't mind dipping grilled chicken in ranch, but your condiments are pretty limited. With burgers, you got ketchup, you got mustard, you got mayonnaise, you got Merrick Whip, you got barbecue sauce, A1, Heinz 57.
You don't want to know what I want to do with my grilled chicken. Not that you animals. No,
Filthy
I'm-
animals.
like, yeah, I like the mango and pineapple, like kind of grilled on the grill, a little bit of
As in-
teriyaki sauce and Swiss cheese, like an island burger. I know.
Why do you insist on putting fruit on your meats? I don't understand that.
My islander heritage.
Pineapple on
It's
pizza,
like putting fruits on your salads.
mangoes. Did you say mango on your chicken?
Yeah. My favorite thing to get at the
Dag
Thai restaurant is mango curry chicken, and it's got like grilled mango and yeah.
I stand by my take that mango tastes and smells like BO. You take
Mango.
you take mango flavored Bubblicious and pop that in your mouth, and you'll think
Ew.
somebody forgot their deodorant.
Well, that's Bubblicious. That their fruit flavoring comes from 25 rare earth chemicals, and but that being said, I love mango, but the thought of mango Bubblicious makes me nauseous a little bit. That's kind of gross.
Okay, I think we need to tell the audience again. The grilled chicken or burgers, and the bracket is called again, Todd.
It's the 4th of July barbecue bracket. It's not just your run of the mill grill out on a Tuesday evening on your back patio. It's a get together.
So we have one vote for burgers. Do we have any other votes from the audience?
I know us three gentlemen all went anonymously with the burger.
Yes.
Yes. Synonymous. We were synonymous.
All right.
Okay, we'll just move on. Let's move
Moving
on.
Moving on.
Yep.
All right. This next one's tough for me. And I'm going to preface it with, well, it's grilled veggies versus coat slaw. Now, we've
Mm.
talked about coleslaw numerous
We've never
times.
talked about coleslaw on this show.
I'll add this before I let you guys talk. I'll just really quickly add the grilled veggies. I am starting to become a fan of grilled veggies on the grill, but with that grilled chicken, not with the cookout burger. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that it's great on if you take your grilled chicken and you put your grilled veggies on it and you put all that atop a baked potato.
I'm
That's
not being
really
a
good.
contrarian, but it's a legit question. See, I often grill corn, some garn on my grill.
Garn.
Is that considered?
That's not. There's no corn in these grilled veggies. This is like a zucchini, maybe some
Oh.
carrots, some peppers,
Broccolis, cauliflowers.
those kind of things. Yeah, grilled
Yeah,
veggies.
Okay.
Maybe not. I mean, broccoli and cauliflower is a little more towards like an Asian type meal, but
Yeah.
I can't think of all the things that they're these little yellow things.
Oh,
Squash.
corns that you eat
Squash.
like this.
No, this like squash. But I have to say coleslaw strictly because grilled veggies is perfect for the grilled chicken, but not for the burger. And the coleslaw is just a staple.
I mean, I'm leaning grilled vegetables because I really don't like coleslaw.
Mhm.
So, but it's kind of like rooting whether I want my left foot or my right foot hacked off.
Well, if you don't like, if you don't like coleslaw, you can't vote for it.
Yeah, it definitely has to go to vegetables. I could find something in there.
Yeah.
Coleslaw with the asterisks in its best iteration. Yeah, don't.
Well, I wouldn't stand for a poor
Oh,
slaw.
here we go. Here we go. I
Hey,
I-
Celia made her own slaw last week.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty good. We both agreed that it had too many carrots in it. Not for the taste. The taste was fine for the color.
Too
You
much.
know what I mean?
Too much orange.
Too much orange. Yeah. The taste was great. I mean, it was finely shredded. It was nice and juicy.
So sweet slaw.
It was a
Sweet
sweet,
wow.
juicy, finely shredded slaw. Just a little too much orange.
Hmm. Well, I would like to have a taste of the second attempt at that.
Yes, it's gone now, but yeah, so I'll have her make some this summer. But or I'll have her like I'm gonna make her make it. But
Yeah.
if she knows people like it, she'll make it again.
Oh yeah.
I think everybody liked it, but yeah, and before anybody thinks I'm being mean, she actually said first. She's like, I put too much carrot in it, and it's too orange, and I just said yes, it is a little on the orange
it's
side.
orange.
But I will say it did not affect the flavor.
Turned it into a carrot salad rather than a slaw.
Yeah,
All right. So we have 2 slaws and 1 veggie from us, right?
right.
So Mr. Heron, welcome.
Whoa,
James.
Slaw. He
He's
also
a slaw.
voted going back a little bit burgers with barbecue sauce and jalapenos.
ooh. See, but do you see how everybody has their own take on a burger? Like
Yeah.
that's what makes it great. I mean, jalapenos.
Yeah, grilled chicken is much more limited, it seems,
Yeah.
as far as that goes. Savannah says veggies. So it's 3-2. I don't know if anybody else wants to vote there. Slaw or veggies?
How many do we have in the room?
9.
9 in the room.
9.
9. Number 9. Number 9. All right. We'll call it slaw.
The
Call it
slough's
slaw.
going.
See what this bracket's going to end up having us do is it's going to have us put a main course with a side, and that's not a fair matchup.
No, it's not.
Next up, we have sausage,
Sausage.
not hot dogs, sausage. So I take it like kielbasa, summer sausage.
Metwurst, bratwurst.
Right.
Not a
Versus,
not a hot dog.
not a hot dag, pork chops.
Oh,
Sausage
gosh,
versus pork
man.
chops.
See, I love a good like a Metwurst, like the Big Red Smokies. Those are delicious. It's a regional favorite. But oh gosh. The other is one of my favorites. Undeniable favorite. Grilled pork chops are the bomb.
What says you, Eric?
Not much of a pork chop guy. It rides close to a bone-in wing in that the work involved to get
No. Let's boneless pork chops.
Dude,
boneless
I
pork.
get those
Does it
boneless
say-
pork chops are about this about a 4-inch slab. There's not a touch of bone in them.
Although I will say the picture is a bone-in pork chop, but you can go. We'll do the same with the burger. You can go boneless pork chop if you want, because I don't like the bone-in pork chops either.
Yeah. I still think I'll go with sausage.
Yeah.
Can I change my vote? But I could give a reason. I forgot that we were thinking cookout.
I was getting ready to say this to me falls in the same category as grilled chicken. I love pork chops, but you just don't see a lot of them if you just go to a family
Yeah.
cookout or whatever. But you see lots of red smokies,
Yeah.
brats and mets and bratwurst. My favorite, the cheesy. Okay, so is the brat the one that's looks like a cadaver? Which one's the one that's all pale and?
Yes, that would be
that's
a
the
brat.
bride.
Okay, I like the one that's not that. The mets.
Me too. That's the
Yeah.
Metwurst. Yeah.
Cheesy. You like the cheesy ones that have the little
no,
cheese
I like to
infused in
apply
them?
my own cheese.
Oh.
I want them to let me take control of that.
So
All right.
I'm going sausage as well.
So three sausages among us,
3 sausages walking to a bar.
Yeah.
so to speak. All right. Let's see. We got Chris says sausage. Savannah says chaps.
James.
Jim says
He agrees,
pork
yeah.
chops
Oh.
do not say July 4th cookout. So I assume that's a vote for sausage.
Yeah.
And Chris also says the better with cheddar Johnsonvilles.
Yeah, I just like the ones that are cheese infused. If you cut it right down the middle, you'll see the little blots of cheese inside it,
Vein o' cheese in the middle.
like cheese loaf. So what's the count here? What's the?
I think it's trending
Yeah, I think
sausage.
we only had one chop vote there. So
I forgot Brady changed.
Even though
his.
grilled pork chops are my favorite, but
They are good.
once again,
Yeah.
the criteria.
All right, next up we have corn on the cob
Garn.
Garen on the gab.
versus macaroni salad.
Oh,
Oh.
good gosh!
Is this
Next.
even a vote? Is this even a vote?
Who
If-
wants to eat cold macaroni with spoiled drippings in it? That's what macaroni salad is.
What's spoiled?
Spoiled drippings.
Well,
It depends. I'll say this. If my mom's making the macaroni salad all day. If it's a store-bought macaroni salad or something like that, then corn on the cob all day. But I will say this. I'm going to go back a little bit to what Eric was saying earlier about the wings. Corn on the cob's a pain in the ass to eat.
it can be.
Oh, it is.
It
It is.
can be. And there's nothing worse than you get a grilled corn on the cob, and it looks deliciously spicy, and you bite into it, and it's not quite done, and I mean that's just indigestible. Like you can't. You
Well,
can't
corn
eat
is
it 'cause
really
you-
indigestible anyway.
well, I'm just saying that undercooked corn on the cob can give one a little bit of dyspepsia.
Yeah. I gotta say I'm going macaroni salad in this, fellas. And I'm not doing it just to disagree. I love a good sweet. My preference for macaroni salad is the same as my preference for slaw. It's got to be sweet. I'm going macaroni salad and no red. I don't want anything red in my macaroni salad. No red, no chunks of red.
No pepper in it.
Some egg, a little bit of egg. Some maybe. I think my mom
Cold
puts.
egg?
My mom chops up pickles.
Cold egg is all right on a
Yeah,
salad.
sweetie. People
Not-
eat hard-boiled eggs all the time.
I mean an actual salad, like a lettuce salad, not a macaroni salad.
Well, but I'm saying, but my point is, you're right, Eric. People eat hard-boiled eggs all the time, and they're not usually hot.
Well, look who we're talking to here, though. What does he do to his Vienna sausages?
Yeah, it's true. What do you?
I don't like hard-boiled eggs,
Oh my goodness,
especially
un-American.
satanic eggs.
that's un-American. You don't like deviled eggs?
Oh no, get behind me!
Have you ever tried them? Have you ever?
Yeah,
I
get thee
wonder-
behind me, Satan.
Thank you, Eric. You caught it.
I often
Oh.
wonder now, Brady. I know you're not a kid, but I have to ask you the same thing that we ask lots of kids. Do you try the stuff that you say you don't like?
Yeah, well, in 9 out of 10 times, yes. In 9 out of 10 times, but there's nothing pleasurable to my palate about a cold, boingy, rubbery egg. And then they put that stuff like mayonnaise and all the satanic trappings that go in it, and that makes it a deviled
Have
egg.
you ever had a deviled egg?
I can't get past the smell. I can't get my nose 3 inches away from it when the sulfur from the pits of Hades itself is infused into that egg.
Oh goodness!
Uh,
Yeah, see, John says mac. Oh,
I don't mean to be base and crass, but I think what I smell before it is what people usually associate with the other, with the exhaust, not the intake. And I think that's why I can't get it around my nose. I don't mean to be, yeah. Sorry.
Uh,
This is a man that will eat a vat of Indian food and not bat an eye.
right?
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't. I am a enigma wrapped in a puzzle.
You ever think our listeners are like, when are these guys going to just deal with Brady's food? We've never. We've known Brady for Eric. How many years have you known him? And we're never going to deal with these.
For 47 years, probably. I don't know.
We're never just going to be like, you know what? We'll accept that.
No.
So corn on the cob's going to win. Looks like James and I are the only ones going mac salad.
Well, yeah, Savannah. Yeah, she did vote corn. Then she said mac and cheese salad isn't too bad. And
I've had that, and I don't like my mac and cheese cold. The
Dude.
mac and cheese salad I had was cold.
See, I appreciate Chris's comment here. I'd rather eat the cob from the corn on the cob than the macaroni, air quotes, salad.
I can just
Chris,
see him
don't
with
let-
a stretched
Don't
out
let these
coil
guys
of-
turn you, Chris. Don't let them turn you. They're on an island.
He had to deal with me in class. He's already been turned.
All right, that finishes up the left side of the bracket. Let's go to the right side. This is a shorter bracket than we've done in the past. This one we have hot dog
Hot dog.
versus ribs.
Ribs.
I already know my answer, but
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with a hot dog. I love me a grilled rib, but it goes back to the other conundrum. Plus, if I'm trying to look fresh and put together, I don't want to be attacking a slab of ribs like Fred Flintstone and it just be covered in rib juice and stuff.
there's no one that doesn't look ridiculous eating ribs. Now, that's not saying that's a bad thing if you're okay with the sacrifice, but I love pork. I love barbecue pork, pulled pork, but ribs are not worth the time for me. My
Again,
dad
just
and
go,
my son love ribs. Go ahead.
just go back to the title of the bracket. I don't know that ribs screams 4th of July cookout.
And this very well could be like just where we're from.
Could be.
It could be demographic. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to
You
say
get-
that there aren't.
Go to a cookout in Texas, you may see
Yeah.
a bunch of ribs.
But I'm going hot dogs.
Hot
Do you have
dog.
3 hot dogs?
Oh,
Hot dog. Savannah votes ribs.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
John's stepdad makes the best ribs for their 4th cookouts. Chris disagrees with Todd. I feel like John Goodman would look great eating ribs.
Why do I feel like I've seen John Goodman eat ribs?
Because he played Fred Flintstone,
He did.
didn't he?
Did
So
he eat
he might have
ribs?
been gnawing on a rib.
True.
Sounds like a Great Lebowski thing or something. Did he eat ribs in the Great Lebowski?
Big Lebowski.
Or Big-
I've
or
never
Big
seen that movie,
Lebowski.
Eric. That is my
Oh.
Star Wars.
It's good. It's very cultish. How we talk about So I Married an Axe Murderer. There's a whole group of people that feel that way about the Big Lebowski, and I liked it, but it didn't grab me.
Yeah. So Chris says that wasn't ribs; it was a loose meat sandwich. Jim says hot dogs.
Hot dogs for the 4th.
So we have 4-1 so far. Chris, what say you? Are you
Yeah.
voting ribs or are you voting hot dog?
Or is he conveniently not voting? Going once,
The historian has to cast his vote.
going twice. And by the way, Chris, I did get your document, and Chris says hot dog. I almost want to fit this in tonight, and you guys haven't seen the document, but it's Chris's top 10 episodes, along with synopses created by him of those episodes.
I'm willing to forego my topic if you want to do that. Can we? Well, we probably can't get Chris on up as a squaw, could we?
We could send him a link. He could be on.
Well, that's Chris. I mean, do
if
you
Chris
want to?
wants to be on?
Or do you want to? I mean, or we can offer the same thing another night, so we can prepare a little more. We don't
let's
want to
do
put him on the
that.
spot.
Let's do that.
Right.
We don't want to put him on the
Let's do that.
spot.
So Jim says, great movie. You're right. Very much a cult film. The Big Lebowski. All right. Looks like hot dogs for the win.
All right, hot dogs it is. I saw something today. It was I don't know if I sent it to you guys or not, but it said it's a plate, and it's a plate with mustard and ketchup over the side, and it says the world is not yet ready for the dog hot. And it's for those of you listening at home, it is think of a hot dog reversed. It is like a slit hot dog with bun stuffed in between the.
Oh, that makes me.
What's that thing
smile.
on the side?
That's ketchup and mustard, just a dollop
Oh,
of each.
Somebody being fancy.
But I would eat that.
Sure.
Reminds me of my custom order at. For a while, I was into it. Frisch's when I was ordering my hot fudge cake with 2 slabs of ice cream and 1 cake rather than 2 cakes and 1 ice cream.
Surprised they didn't upcharge you for that.
I had one tell me one time they couldn't do it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you can.
I'll go back in the kitchen and I'll do it. I'll show you.
Yeah,
I beg to differ.
I'll teach
beg
you
to
to
differ.
fish.
yes. All right, next up, fellas, let me get back to my graphic. We have steak versus kebabs. Kebabs.
Love
Kebabs.
some kebabs. I think I'm gonna go kebabs, especially if I get to see what's on my bab.
You say you got some pineapple in there.
Oh yeah, some chicken, some pineapple, maybe some mango, some green pepper, and drizzled with some teriyaki.
I feel steak fits in the same spot as grilled chicken when it comes to this. Steak is much more encompassing than 4th of July cookout. I'm not going to eat a kebab unless it is at a cookout. I can confidently say that. I'm not going to go to a restaurant and order a kebab.
My classmate from the science teacher camp that I went to last summer, she was from Australia, and where we have White Castle and Waffle House as when you're closing the night down. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I said, "What do they have in Australia?" She said, "Kebab stands." That after the establishments close, there's kebabists around. Yeah.
It's tough on this because I don't think either one of them are very 4th of July cookout-ish.
Yeah. What do I want for meal? Steak.
I'm probably going to go steak.
Okay.
Steak. So 2 kebabs and 1 steak amongst us.
Yep.
Got Savannah with kebabs. Chris with kebabs.
He's got a good point there. I was thinking that too, Chris, with the kebab. You could put chicken or steak or pork. I mean, you could put all the above on them.
And Jim says steak, but I think kebabs will carry the day.
Kebabs on.
All right. Kebabs it is.
I was just trying to think if we set some kind of record for saying the word kebab in a 90-second clip.
Kebab.
Next up, pulled porpoise.
Oh.
Versus chicken wings.
Oh. Pulled pork all day.
And for those not familiar with our show, that is pulled pork.
I always forget that somebody is traumatized.
It's not actually. Yeah, it's not actually porpoise.
With that being said, I will also go with the pulled porpoise.
Porpoise for me.
Now, to me, there's nothing like some well-pulled porpoise. However, I don't see that as a cookout, a 4th of July cookout food. That is a family gathering food. That is a maybe a. But wings, I think, are more of a grill out cookout staple. Now, the only time I really eat wings with bone in them is when like my brother, he does fantastic wings on the grill. That's the only time. If I go to a restaurant, I eat boneless wings. Which I know to wing people, I'm a little light in the loafers.
Sacrilege.
But I have to do the reverse here. I'm a pulled pork fan. It's my go-to safe meal. You really can't mess it up. You can go to any restaurant in the country, and if you don't know what you want on the menu, if they have pulled pork, you can go with it, and it's going to be good.
There's only so many ways to pull the porpoise, and it's standard. It's just like, people can flavor them up slightly differently, but yeah, you're right.
But it
can't be messed with.
But is it a cookout thing? I mean, do you think if I'm going to the cookout and having pulled pork? Again, let's say you're renting out the Legion Hall and you're going to a family reunion or a family get together. There's going to be a couple aluminum tins
of vats of pulled pork.
That's.
But
I like how you said Legion Hall. Is that a local? Is that a colloquial? I mean, that's a very. Sorry for everybody out there. That's a very Sardinia thing, man. The Legion Hall. That's what.
Yeah, you got your Legion Hall and you got your Lions Club.
Yeah, right.
But that's why I'm going Lions chicken wings.
All right. So you said wings. Us two said porpoise. Savannah says porpoise. Jim says porpoise. Chris. By the way, Jim also said burrito buggy at OU is the best after bar dinner. Todd, you may want to check out the burrito buggy.
I need to check that out.
Yeah. Chris going once. Chris going twice. Pulled porpoise it is.
Pulled porpoise. And the last.
Oh, Chris did vote.
All right.
I'll go porpoise for sure.
Celia, are you just now joining us? We are the topic. It's a bracket of like 4th of July barbecue foods. Last matchup we have in this side of the bracket. Baked beans versus went off on me. Potato salad.
Oh.
For a second, I thought it said, when I saw the picture, actually, I didn't read it. I thought it was mashed potatoes. And I was going to say, well, mashed potatoes, again, are not a cookout staple.
This is my hack my left foot or my right foot off.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
so you like baked potato salad, Eric?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't like either.
Oh, I
love baked beans.
Yeah, I'm going baked beans on this one because as much as I love potato salad or macaroni salad, I just don't feel the same way about potato salad. I like it, but
man,
it's just causing him distress.
Brady, what you need to get at the store is they make deviled egg potato salad. That's the best of both worlds.
See, I bet I could smell that a block away, and that really is what would get me.
You have the nose of a woman with child, Brady.
It's a thing.
I'd have Eric tell you a story later.
Yeah. I can't eat baked beans. I did the presentation does not do it for me. And the potato salad, I mean, my feelings on salads.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question, Eric. And I thought about this the other day. What if you remove the name from it and just look at the food itself? Like, for instance, let's say you like baked beans. Let's say you like them. But what if somebody were to say, "Hey, I made baked bean salad," but it was literally just baked beans, like anybody else makes baked beans.
But
You know what
potato
I mean?
salad is not just potatoes.
No, I know that, but I'm saying what I'm saying
White
is if
stuff.
you let's say you like macaroni salad, for instance, but it broke your rule of salads that doesn't classify as a salad. It's just the name of it. Just remove the name and look at the food product that it is.
I'd probably have to concoct a new name for it.
There,
if
yeah,
I liked
yeah.
it.
Well, that should be an episode right there. We
And
try
Harding salad.
we rename foods that we are not happy with the name of. I'm gonna write that down.
I guess am I forced here? Am I forced to make a vote?
You're forced. You
Yes.
have to pinch your nose and taste one of them.
Beans, good for your heart.
Beans, great for your heart.
I think beans are just running away with it.
Yeah.
Say it has the one
Chris,
disclaimer
you
if
were
it's her grandma's baked or potato salad.
Chris, I know exactly what you mean. Those bar as the Dollar General bread hot those are lips and buttles. Those are the worst hot dogs.
More of the latter.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Uh,
The terrible dag.
Keith, welcome. Keith says taters.
Keith.
Tater salad.
Tater salad. That's
Hey,
so.
Hey, call
Well,
me
baked
tater
beans is
salad.
got it.
Yep.
So we calling it a round one and done.
Yep.
You ready to move on to round two?
Done.
Yep.
This won't take long. Back to the beginning here. We have burger versus slaw. And again,
Burger.
those two should not be up against each other.
No, they or in each other.
There's plenty of. I don't want to live in a world where I have to choose slaw or a burger.
True.
But
that.
For this world tonight, in this bracket, we have to.
Burger.
Eric says burger. Brady says burger. Brady, even if you can't put some melon and some pineapple and some cherries and grapes and
it's only pineapple and mango. I have a two fruit rule. But no, I just prefer my, for cookouts, just a good old cheeseburger.
yeah, I think burger's going to run away with this all day long.
Cheeseburger,
You know what this
cheeseburger,
should have been
cheeseburger.
done, Eric? We could have made a better. You're the bracket master. We should have taken some of these foods and made our own bracket because we could have done a little thing like we have sides as a separate,
Right.
little.
Should be a separate region of
Yeah.
sides.
All right.
Zeman.
So
Zeman.
next
is
up,
it?
we have sausage, which we all agreed was like Metz, brats, even kielbasa, summer
Kielbasa.
sausage, versus corn on the cob.
Sausage.
Again, you got the side versus the main dish. Sausage.
I'm going sausage because I didn't want I didn't want the cob to win the last one.
Just because it's messy.
See, it says Garen. Oh
Garen.
my goodness.
Yarn! With 3 exclamation points. Sausage.
Sausage is
Sausage.
sausage is running away with it.
Yep.
All right. So
Contain
far
that sausage.
we got lots of meat and no sides. Let's see what we can do on the other side here. We have hot dogs.
Oh, hold on. See what he said. I make Todd watch me eat the corn.
Oh dear Lord. Now you just want to set me up to look like a jerk, Celia.
So what's the story behind
Joey.
that comment?
Celia is a very beautiful.
I love the disclaimer. He looks behind him.
But when she eats corn, she literally turns into something else.
Is like one of those like from the
violent.
Bugs Bunny cartoons, like that.
I wish it were
Oh.
over that quickly. It's violent. It's loud.
Can I
It's-
put a term in there?
It's dangerous.
Voracious.
It's voracious. You got to wear safety glasses because you'll get corn in your eyes.
No, it's a shield, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're watching, a shield.
Everybody around the table has to wear this.
Shrapnel.
Beaver eating a pear tree, man.
Yes. When she's done, I got to wipe it out of her eyebrows.
Dig it out of her nasal cavity.
Exactly. Yes. All right. I love you, babe. Hot dog versus kebab.
Mhm.
Hot dog. I mean, I would prefer a kebab, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back
Yeah.
to the true essence and spirit of this bracket. So I got to go to the hot dog.
What
So
about a
it's
hot
not
dog
bar
kebab?
five. Okay.
What about a hot kebab?
Hat kebab. So you
Remember
cut the
being
hot
real
dog up?
fancy.
Is that what you're talking about? You just
Yeah.
stick the whole hot
Yeah.
dog on the stick,
Well, you
like
could,
a
you could do
like a
either.
Gairn dog.
Like a Gairn dog without the Gairn.
All right, hot
Hot dog.
dog. Hot dog for me. Yes.
So I want to take the premise of the dog hot and make a dog corn, and I want to all be frank, filled with the stuff that the outside of a corn dog's made of.
So is that
Corn dog,
theoretically
ugh.
is that theoretically supposed to be Gairn bread?
I think
Kinda
so.
I think so.
Cooked Gairn bread.
Yeah, like fried cornbread or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like hot dogs run away with it. Our last matchup, we have pulled porpoise versus baked beans.
I love both, but I'm going with the porp.
Porpoise.
Porpoise
No,
for me.
Celia. I was meaning you take the hot dog and you infuse it with the corn right up the middle, like the mud vein of a carp. It's the corn vein.
Uh,
I'm going baked beans because, again, we need a side. Pulled pork is not a barbecue type food, but baked beans definitely are. Easy.
Yeah, well,
so Celia's question was, so you cornhole it?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what she's. I'm going to start a food truck. It's called Cornholes.
All right,
anyway.
so got baked beans, pork.
Hey, would you guys? Could I sway you to go baked beans if we say you could put pork in your baked beans?
Got pork and beans. Always got the new routines.
Chris says pork.
Ugh.
No answer to your question though, Todd.
I know. I was trying
mean,
to sway the audience.
I love baked beans, but I gotta
Thank you,
go.
James.
Not a cookout without the musical fruit, according to
So-
Mr. Heron.
The symphonic legume.
Uh,
So I got a real quick. I don't know if it'll make sense, but so we were visiting Miami the other day. Did I say this to you guys already? And we walk out of a restaurant. We went up to lunch after we were done, and we were walking down an alley. And on the wall of the alley, it says this. Now, don't read it out loud yet.
Sorry,
Don't
I can't.
don't read it out loud.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
And my daughter, without missing a beat, says, "Who is Ick Wiener?"
And you thought, oh, I'm glad my daughter is so sheltered.
Yes. Then we had to explain to her, and then she got a kick out of it. But I laughed heartily about that. For those of you listening at home, it's written on the block. The letter C, Wiener, which the funny joke is I see Wiener, and my daughter saw it and said, "Who's Ick Wiener?" She wasn't joking. She was asking.
Chris,
Is the father of
I
McNuts?
see Wiener is the father of McNuts.
I think it's Ick Wiener is the father of McNuts. MR nuts. Are them nuts?
No.
MC nuts.
MC, yeah, there's two ways to read that. IC Wiener is the father of MC Nuts, or Ick Wiener is the father of McNutt.
Mc-
Not only quote of the night,
No.
quote of the month, quote of the year so far.
And so, those of you listening, if you don't know that story, it's what Chris is referring to is a party one time where we had name tags and someone kept calling instead of MC Nuts, like a rapper's name, they kept saying McNuts.
Oh.
All right, so
Oh,
did we
Andy.
did pulled pork win?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so guys, it's an all meat final. Or no, we have no, we're still so burger versus sausage.
My actual preference. Dang. No, I still gotta go burger.
Yeah, I got to go burger.
I'm
You can't have a
sorry.
cookout without a burger.
I have a tear in my eye. I'm sorry. Burger.
So 3 burgers,
Yes. Savannah says burger.
4 burgers. Can't beat that. 4 burgers is gonna carry.
From the
Yeah.
people who've been voting so far, I think 4 burgers would carry.
Yes.
We do have 10 people in the room.
There's
Jim
another
says
burger. 5 burgers.
Yeah.
That means half the room. Well, no, that wouldn't be half the room. 'Cause-
Well,
Our
now it's
votes are-
down. Now it's down to 9, but
Yeah.
so
We'll have a listener in Michigan after midnight vote 20 of the other thing.
right.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put burger on the board.
Burger.
On the other side, we have hot dog versus pulled pork.
Hot dog.
Again, hot dog.
I'm going hot dog too. I mean,
This is the grill out
those are your two
staple.
staples. Those are your Tom and Jerry of a cookout. Those are your Bert and Ernie's.
Yep.
Those are your Smothers Brothers.
Those are your Holland oats.
Holland oats.
Now, any other day, if it's not a cookout, I'm picking pulled pork over
Oh, yeah.
hot dog any day.
Any day.
Savannah votes pork. Pork.
Now, the pulled pork, I assume, not like a pork frank, because we didn't specify the
Pork
hot dog,
frank.
whether it be an all beef, a pork, a turkey.
Turducken.
Jim says hot dog, plus it's easier than pulled pork.
Yeah.
You know what would be good is kind of like you make a. Have you ever taken? Do you guys like sloppy joes? Manwich? Are you sloppy joe guys?
Oh, yes. The
Have you ever
Jose
taken
rolls.
a hot dog and put sloppy joe on it?
Oh,
Like kind of like a coney, but you're using sloppy joe instead of coney sauce.
I actually
Yeah.
think 2/3 of the Midwest actually does that.
Okay. What if you
Legit.
what if you took a hot dog and put pulled pork on it? That's never been done.
Well, I'm sure it's been done by somebody.
Yeah.
It should be because I would try it. That sounds good.
Do you cross streams? Do you go with a pork frank and pulled pork, or do you go beef frank pulled pork?
Hmm.
And a chicken fried dog.
I think you mix it up a little. I think you go all beef frank with pulled pork.
I can see that.
What was Jack Black said, like, and then while the beef was running through the field, it stepped on a potato which got embedded in its hoof, so you had to put diced potatoes in it too.
So what says take hot dog bun, put pulled pork on the bottom, and then put the non-bar S hot dog on top of that.
Hmm.
Preach, Grass.
Yeah, that's good eating, I bet.
It's the Smeat of hot dogs.
Barbecued pulled pork hot dogs. Just did a search. They're all over the place. Kansas City barbecued pulled pork hot dogs.
Wow.
Let's do that in Kansas City. All right. Pulled pork, says Savannah.
It's going to be hot dog.
Chris says, take a hot dog bun, put pulled pork on the bottom, then put the non-bar S hot dog on top of that. Bar S. What was the S stand for?
Shoot. Meat. I hope we don't lose our Bar 5 sponsorship or Bar S sponsorship over this, but that is the one. It is the bottom of the barrel in the hot dog world. It's terrible.
I've never heard of them.
And like, it's how can you screw up a hot dog? It's kind of hard to do, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, the ingredients to start with are not good.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. But I think hot dog takes the day here.
I think so too, which you knew this was coming. The final. Hamburger or burger versus hot dog. I think it's only fitting that these two are going up. These two powerhouses.
Oh, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is truly going to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yes.
Oh man, this is going to sound like something, but here I go. I think I prefer hot dogs on cookouts. I just think I do. I
Mm.
know that burgers are better, but at a 4th of July cookout, it's hot dog, man.
Well,
It's
we
tough,
all
though.
know we have to pick, but everybody knows the correct answer is one of each.
That is the correct
That
answer.
is fact.
Yeah. You have more condiment options on a burger than you do a dog. I mean, your dog, you got ketchup, mustard, relish, onions, cheese, maybe some shredded cheese. But you do have various mustards.
Various and sundry mustards.
And you wouldn't think really about changing up the mustard on a burger. It's usually just yellow mustard. But for a dog, you can go 9 different mustards. Eric, do you have a pick yet?
Burger.
You're going burger?
Yep.
I don't want to look at the count. I just want to go. I don't want to.
Don't be swayed by public opinion.
I mean,
but
like I said, this is a tough decision. I already I still stand by at a cookout. I want a dog. I think.
I like the taste of a burger better. But if I walk, let's just say I happen upon a cookout. Like, it's not my cookout, so to
look,
speak.
it's a cookout.
Are you crashing the cookout,
just-
or are you invited in?
Well,
Hey, look, there's a
you're
cookout.
invited in.
Because the way you said it, if you happen upon a cookout,
Let's put it this way, Brady. This has probably happened in the past. Let's say back when we were playing music together, you play a show and people are cooking out at the show, some like a private event or
Oh
something.
yeah.
And you walk up and they say, "Hey, do you want something from the grill?" Ever 9 times out of 10, I'm going dog.
Yeah.
Even though I think a burger's better, but it goes back to the title of this is a barbecue, a 4th of July barbecue, and I have to go hot dog. That's more American to me.
Yeah.
American. Brady, what'd you say?
I said dag.
Dag. 2 dags and 1 burger. Jim says burger. Also says you screw up a hot dog by taking out the lips. What you have left is. Celia says slaw and potato chips on that dag.
Not on it. Not again it or up in it.
On the side.
That's right. Now I could see chips on a dog wouldn't be too bad. Crumble them up. Well, I guess I do on the trailer park dogs at the Senate have barbecue or Grippo's barbecue chips crumbled on them. And slaw. What am I thinking? I do like that combination. Sorry, Celia.
Chris. Okay. Have you? I think you're probably leaning toward Skyline or Gold Star, but I'm going to come at you with another one. So, have you ever seen that? It's ubiquitous. I saw it at Dollar General. and it is a chili dog in a can, chili for Coney's or Coney's, excuse me, Coney sauce. And what comes out of there is not chili. I don't know what it tasted like. Just cheap ghetto weasel chili.
You mean as in like weasel meat?
Yes, the other yellow meat. And
Well, where'd you buy it from?
It was at a dollar store, but I've seen it at Kroger too. It looks like it has a Circus Big Top on the can, and it's Coney sauce. And I think it's like good old like. Yes, Chris, is it Castleberries?
Let's look it up.
As in Florence Jean. Kiss my grits.
Oh, that was a deep cut.
But say we're asking the brand though. There's a brand that has the circus tent on
it. Looks like diarrhea, she says.
Gosh. Chris says it is Castleberries.
It is.
Used to stock it at Martin's.
Martin's. Look at that authoritative answer. Oh, that's 100% Castleberry, sir. I've seen some Castleberries in my time, and that's certainly a Castleberry.
Chris, you're usually right on, man, but I can't find a Castleberry can with a circus tent on it.
Like the top of it's like, yeah,
canned chili with circus tent.
It's hard to describe.
I think Brady's making it up. I don't.
No,
see it
no. I'll look for it. We'll continue on. I'll look.
Well, it's not Hormel. It's not Campbell's. It's not Skyline Stag. Wolf brand.
Hold on.
I'm looking. Here it is, right here. No, that's not a circus tent. Never mind.
Now wait a minute. ForTheGrillGot.com gives Castleberry's hot dog sauce a 4-star review.
I gotta be honest. I don't mind Hormel in the right application.
Okay, now wait. I'm gonna post this picture here, and I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how you can look at this stuff and give it a 4-star rating.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
That looks like peanut butter sauce.
Or what Celia said.
That's bad lighting.
Oh, that is rancid and grotesque.
I didn't know Armor made chili.
Oh, how do we get into? I'm sorry, I should have said anything about the circus tent.
I really don't mind Hormel. Have you guys had Hormel chili?
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a higher grade of weasel meat.
Chris says, "Hey, Armor makes one too. The meat in it is probably treat."
I just saw that too, Chris. There's Dixie chili. It's in a can. Is that what Brady's thinking with the circus tent?
No, that's not it. It's a red can,
that's what I'm getting ready to put up here.
Top of it has like these. Good Lord, that looks.
Look at that!
Ow.
Look at that!
Well, that looks better than it did in that pot, though.
Gosh.
It's getting a little more brown to it.
That just.
I would eat that. I would eat that right there. That's getting closer to the color of chili.
No, it's a very bilious looking Coney sauce.
Eric, when you pull us back up full screen, I want to see if this is what Brady's talking about here.
So this is Mike, the Sultan of Sizzle, has given this 4 stars out of 5.
See, you can't judge it by its look.
Sultan of Sizzle, not to be confused with the Grand Mufti of Sizzle.
Is that it, Brady?
It might be. But
That looks
but
more
the
like
one I'm thinking of had the circus thing at the top.
Kenny says worth more. Is that
is that a brand?
a brand? I'm gonna look that up now.
Got to be worth more than Hormel. I'm sorry, that's just the first one that came to
That's
mind.
it, Brady. Kenny.
He's got it.
That's
Get it,
it.
Brady?
Yes,
That it?
yes, that's it. Except the one I saw wasn't Cincinnati style. It didn't say chili. It said Coney sauce, but that's what it looked like.
Gosh, how'd you like to have a can of that? Mushroom bits steak sauce.
Ew.
Gosh. There it is, Brady. Here's what you're talking about.
That's it.
Hot dog
That's
sauce with
it.
meat.
Yeah,
It's 98% fat
with
free.
meat. Boy, that you could drive a truck through that opening. Possum, weasel,
Vermin.
groundhog, woodchuck, muskrat,
Capybara.
okapi.
We know we can't go toe to toe with Brady and his
No. That's why I stopped
marsupials.
trying. So where are we in this bracket? Did we get away
It's
from
over.
that?
Oh well,
Oh,
no, it's not. I think. Yeah, we have to scroll way up, Eric.
I think I lost the votes.
I think it went dag. I'm not just saying that because I'm partial.
No, I think it did go dag.
I think it went dag. I think we're pretty confident in calling it. It was dag, wasn't it?
Dag. Dag it is.
The winner is
The All-American
Hat
Hot
Dag.
Dag.
Now, we can have another hour conversation about what sides.
Oh yeah, that's
But-
a whole different bracket.
Yeah. We've never made our own brackets. We should start doing that some.
True.
Eric is the bracket master. You could draw it up for us and
Yeah. All right. Exhaust that first topic. All right. As I said earlier, our website is down, but keep it in mind. Playitbyyourpodcast.com. Visit back. Should be back up shortly, hopefully. All right. Brady.
Okay. So we had talked, previously about revisiting an occasional topic, not because we're trying to go back to the well twice, but because they've gotten, like either we've just thought so much more to add to it. But this topic has to get a throwback because it's still, I think, our most listened to episode, isn't it?
Oh yeah, by a long shot.
By a long shot. So long ago in episode 28, 140-ish episodes ago, we talked about sugar-free gummy bears and their hysterically these reviews that people wrote in after eating and consuming sugar-free gummy bears. So for those of you guys uninitiated, the artificial sweetener in sugar-free gummy bears called Eric, what was it? Something Atal. Maltol would give people horrendous degrees of intestinal distress.
real quick. I hate to interrupt real quick, but I just saw I wanted to bring up Savannah's because I know Brady, you'll have something to say about this before you get really dug in here. Can you look at Savannah's comment? Grilled cabbage steaks. I know you can smell those a mile away, Brady.
Yeah, I'm. If they people that love them, but it sounds like something you say when you're angry. Well, grilled cabbage steaks, they got us again.
I gotta say, Savannah, I love like fried cabbage. I think I've talked about this before. You take, we used to have at the house, we'd have fried cabbage, and you take a piece of bread and you butter it, and you put the fried cabbage on a slice of bread and make a sandwich out of it. It's really good. And then somebody in my family makes like plug your ears, Brady.
Okay.
Like a cabbage like a cabbage roll or like casserole. It's really good.
Okay.
I'm a, that's a Great Depression meal right there. I mean, yeah, the Waltons had that around their table.
No, because the cabbage casserole I'm talking about is covered in cheese. They wouldn't have had much cheese then, would have they?
Oh.
I don't know.
For it to be a casserole, you know it's going to have plenty of cheese on it.
Depends on how many goats they had, I guess.
See, I
Oh.
would like an episode in which you tell us all how you met. The entire episode?
It's not a real long story.
But yeah, we could do it. We probably touched on it in the. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't challenge C because she's listened to every episode. She would know. But I can't believe we didn't talk about that back in one of the first couple episodes.
Yeah, seems like I don't know, been a long time. Been 4 years.
We'll throw that.
You know
Maybe
what?
we'll throw a throwback, like a nostalgia, and give any new listeners
Well,
the.
Going with what Chris, like what we're going to look into, that he made that thing for us. That would be a good topic to go with our origin story,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
True.
All right.
So I want to touch back up on this thing here again, this grilled cabbage steak thing. So are we calling cabbage steak, or is there a meat in there somewhere?
is it a big old slab of cabbage that's been formed into a steak shape,
Yeah, that's my question with all
like a
that.
Kino burger?
Savannah, can you enlighten me here? Is there any dead carcass involved in this grilled cabbage steak thing? Thank you, Dean. Welcome.
Dang. So, I forget where I was. Oh, yeah, the
Mallothal.
sugar-free, yeah, the sugar-free gummy bear ingredient gives people intestinal distress, and the prose that they created has now been legendary, and we did an episode on it, and I mean, it was just some funny stuff, and Kenny Enlow, I believe it was him, our listener that checked in, that he said that he was silently cursing us because he had to pull off the side of the road because he was laughing too hard. So not to set the bar high, but for some reason, this episode resonated with people. So here is a new few reviews of people that have consumed these sugar-free gummy bears. Are we ready?
Ready.
So this first one is entitled "The Horror at 30,000 Feet." See, I can't even start. All right, here we go. My flight was leaving at 8 a.m. in the morning, and after awaking and trying to get to the airport, I forgot to grab something to eat. I usually take my time and do things in order, but not this day. So I stopped at a convenience store and saw these gummy bears, and I thought they would be a perfect gift for my son Charlie. He loves them, and it was a good welcome home gift. So he ate one bag of them. He bought 2 bags, and he ate 1 bag of them waiting to board. I get on the plane and head down the aisle to find my window seat near the middle of the plane. I asked politely for the 2 adorable older ladies sitting in the middle aisle seats if I could pass, and they obliged, and I sat into my seat. Fast forward 30 minutes. As we reach our cruising altitude of 30,000 feet in the air, as I reach into my carry-on bag to grab my headphones, I see the gummy bears. Since I am hungry and need something, I decided to finish off another bag. Oh gosh. So excuse me, now he ate 4 or 5. Sorry, I didn't say finish off the whole bag. He ate 4 or 5, and they were 4 or 5 too many, because once the bears had a few minutes to adjust to their new home and relax, they went to work. It started out with a little cramp, which is normal with gassing on a plane. You do not want to flatulate on a plane, so you hold it in, and when the pressure changes, it can sometimes cause you to have cramps. Then it got worse. The cramps intensified. The sweating I'm anticipating what you guys are going to do. It's making me laugh. I'm sorry. The cramps intensified and the sweating started. And I began to notice the older ladies looking over at me because my stomach was gurgling. 30 minutes into eating these bears, my mind went from thinking, oh, this could be gas. And I can hold them to that's not gas. So it went from, oh gosh, not here. I've been a Christian my whole life, and at this time, I asked God with all of my power to help me leave this plane with my dignity. Sorry. I'm waiting after waiting for the intense cramp wave to pass. I might have to send this to you guys. I don't know if I can finish. Okay. Ooh. When I was waiting for the intense cramp to pass, I stood to jump over those two ladies. I could not wait for them to stand, so I stood up, my back facing them, and I tried to shimmy past them. I think a toot emitted because I heard one of them say, "Oh Lord, was that you?" After reaching the aisle, I waddled to the back of the plane, where to my dismay, there was quite a line. So I looked down the aisle and saw Mount Everest, and I had to somehow keep it locked up tighter than Fort Knox while I was walking down the aisleway. After 5 minutes of stop and go, I finally made it to the restroom, and the door was still unlocked as the sweet release of 30,000 feet happened. Even though I was on the throne confessing my sins, I thought my time was called. I lost count on how many knocks on the door there was. I was in there 45 minutes. Apparently, the seal to the restroom was not very tight, and letting just the slightest airflow wafted it. There were daughters, mothers, and children looking at me. I could feel their questions and comments. What have you done? We still have 2 hours left. Please sit down. As I began walking down, the man in the first row of seats grabbed my arm and he said, "Hey, where's your seat?" Confused, I told him it was in the middle. He said, "Go get your stuff and come back and sit here. You need this more than me." And I was embarrassed and ashamed, and I had a family at home. I recommended these bears to anyone, but please eat them responsibly. Oh.
So you would think that by now enough word has gotten out that why would anybody, first off, why would anybody buy the sugar-free ones? And second off,
I know.
why do they sell them? How can they get by with selling them knowing what they do?
Eat them in moderation. They're not bad.
I'm afraid to even try that.
I know that somebody's going to suggest we eat a bag of them on air, and I'm
I've
going to go
eaten that
ahead and
stuff
say
before.
no.
I've eaten that stuff before.
No,
You've eaten
not
the
touching
sugar-free
that.
gummies before?
Well, not the sugar-free gummies, but I've eaten stuff with malitol in it.
Was it unpleasant?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you overindulge?
So it was probably, but I mean, it was a lot of sound and no fury in my case, but
That's almost worse.
Okay. Shall I continue or try to at least?
Yeah.
Okay. One of our beloved physicians brought a bag of gummy bears to work to share with the staff one night shift, not really realizing they were the famous, dreaded sugar-free gummies. Multiple staff throughout the shift grabbed a handful of gummies while passing by each time, and they each had their own near-miss stories, but this is mine. The next morning, I have to run an errand about an hour and a half from my house, and on the drive home down a curvy backcountry road, my stomach suddenly began to cramp, and I feel the immediate urge to empty myself. Frantic, I realize I'm not going to make it home, so I start searching for a place to pull over. The end of the gated logging road, perhaps? I'm speeding along, arching my back and practicing Lamaze breathing techniques and anything to stall the inevitable. I passed the first turnoff, then the sheriff's car was parked at the end to keep searching with sweat pouring down my forehead and bubbling noises in my guts that drown out the heavy metal on the stereo. Finally, I spot the end of a brushy trail and whip my truck sideways, thrusting the driver's side door open and leaping from the seat to scurry around the other side. I turned around with fingers in my waistband, and then I looked up in horror and realized that I'm indeed at the end of a driveway, and the folks outside are staring toward me, probably wondering what this crazed individual is about to do. For several moments, I seriously considered just completing the task and running away, but could imagine my parents seeing the cell phone video of myself on social media later in the day. I scurried back around to the truck, and halfway there, my ability to hold back the the flow, hold back the hot flow from making a hasty exit out of my spasming self was lost, and the cramping ended. I expelled every single bear from my body onto the seat of my truck. At that point, I'm now standing there with leggings full of this waste. And of course, I had no extra clothes or any towels in my truck. What do I do? Do I call someone? Do I drive home the remaining 20 minutes? And after a few moments of self reflection, I decided to strip off one of my short shirts and lay them on the seat of my truck and did the uncomfortable drive home. It was one of the longest 20-minute periods of my life, and that I've never experienced this. I alternated between crying and laughing at the situation and checking the speedometer like a paranoid drunk, thinking if I was going to make it home without incident. So
Could you imagine getting pulled over?
I've heard of that happening. But anyway,
So was that a male or female? Because I heard
I assume
leggings in
female.
there.
It said leggings.
yeah. It doesn't say, but that's what like kind of led me to think so too.
So we talked about eating a bag of those gummy bears on air, and Jim says, "Oh, please do. That would make my year watching that."
Oh gosh.
I mean, what would the premise be? Like, just each of us eat a bag, or like one at a time, and who can eat the most? Like
It put $5 down and the last one to go. Oh, the last one to hold out. No.
I would do it, James.
Okay. This one's just a paragraph, but he says, I ate half of a 6-ounce bag I picked up at CVS. They changed the color of the bag, and I didn't know. I spent 24 hours in the fetal position on my bathroom floor, repeating, "Please God, why?" I still don't have an answer.
They're just doing that to be cruel now. They know everybody
Yeah.
realizes what the bag looks like, and they change it on everybody. They're laughing at us.
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. Oh man. Sorry, here we go. I sit here writing this review at 4 a.m. from my restroom. If a bathroom, why do I'm looking at bathroom and saying restroom? I'm such a teacher. Anyway, a fix. Okay, from my bathroom throne, a fixture you will become all too familiar with if you choose to eat these cute little bears from the pits of hell. I had to eat a pound of these little things um, after the Manchester City match, and I must have thought they were playing American football the other week and lost to a team of Arsenal scrubs. A little bit of soccer talk, sorry. They were a bit chewy, but overall appeared to be nothing more than your average gummy bear. After about 2 hours with little more than some mild stomach cramps, feeling like one would expect from eating a pound of candy, I began to wonder if I'd gotten some duds. Like the slow buildup of a Martin Scorsese film, however, these bears were waiting for their baptism scene. That's terrible. Baptism scene to destroy my insides. I started with cramping, very akin to doing 1,000 crunches, and then being forced to hold the 1,001st crunch indefinitely. Then came the initial explosion, which opened the proverbial floodgates. I am over 30, and I'm beginning to wonder if these bears know that and wanted to send me back to the can for each year that I'd been on Earth. I don't know why that was funny, but I just imagine this person saying this with a British accent. Sorry. In between gastrointestinal bouts of pressure, washing the insides of my colon, I lay in bed feeling as if someone were to punch me in the stomach. I'd explode, turning the walls of my bedroom into a Jackson Pollock rendition. To give you an idea, I'd spent $50 ordering a UFC pay-per-view only and willing to miss the last 2 to 3 fights on the main card because I didn't want to stray too far from my master bathroom. Thankfully for me, in my marriage, fearing what might be coming, I convinced my wife to spend the evening at my sister-in-law's, and I spared her this horrible fate. Eat these if you dare, but be forewarned. They are not to be trifled with unless you want yourself to be a staging ground for a repeat of rehearsals of the Red Wedding in the Game of Thrones.
Fred wedding.
Man. Anything more than chuckles from you guys yet? All right.
I'm still a bit surprised again that so does this not affect everyone?
You know, and our view might be skewed because all we're reading are these stories.
Well, but like you can search the internet and find tons and tons of these same reactions from the sugar-free gummies, and I'm just wondering, like, I just can't imagine something can still be on the shelf that does this to people.
Yeah,
maybe people do it on purpose. Maybe they want to do an enema or a cleanse or something, and
well, there was a short entry that said, no need to drink the liquid prior to your colonoscopy. Just eat about 5 or 6 bears. So,
well, that's what Celia said earlier. It's why would anyone buy a colon cleanse? All you need to do is buy the sugar-free gummy bears.
I mean, it does make you want to try it and just see if they're right, or are they?
I've already eaten malitol. I think you two should be the test subjects. Eat some at the beginning of the show, and then we'll track the progress as the show goes along.
You've got the piper down.
All right, I'll do it if Brady does.
Oh. That's a heavy trip, man.
Peer pressure.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yep.
You do realize that these sugar-free bears have the exact same calories as regular gummy bears, but yet people still buy these. I foolishly ignored the warnings and purchased a 5-pound bag of these potent evil apparitions, posing as tasty goodies.
5 pounds.
Yes. The effect of these sugar-free gummy candies is nuclear. I first noticed rumblings as my intestines began to protest that escalated to world-shaking levels. The gurgling and surging was grotesque. They continued to increase both in intensity and duration until the volume alerted all the houses of my impending explosion. I arrived just barely in time as the propulsion became a cataract which physically lifted me forcefully off without being able to grasp and maintain seat integrity. I shudder to wonder the scope of destruction that I've just unleashed. Several spiders, which have made their homes unnoticed in the exhaust fan, start dropping down stone cold dead. Doors slammed as my wife and children instantly became refugees, grabbing hats and coats and shrieking while leaving. These disgusting alleged candies are actually mislabeled prescription-only colonoscopy evacuation materials. One is necessary to thoroughly empty any insides prior to scoping. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Seriously, if you were scheduled for a colonoscopy, drop me a line and I'll send you 20 of these nuclear option evacuation 100% guaranteed bears.
Refugees.
Starts singing Tom Petty to him as they're running out the door.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. This person says, well, I read the reviews and challenge accepted. This should be final score Bears 7, me 0. You know how Amazon gives you things that people also bought with your item. You should include Cottonelle wipes as a mandatory item with these. My colonoscopy meds were not as effective as the 40 bears that I ate. Why 40, you say? Well, I ate 5 and nothing, and then 10. Nothing, and I kept on going. I got a little cocky and I ate 10 straight. Now I'm thinking I've won. 10 more, sure, and 10 more. It was at this point that I actually read the packaging. It actually says may have intestinal effects. And here comes the night of 1,000 waterfalls. Don't do the challenge. I thought they were making stuff up. They were not.
Night of 1,000
Ah,
more.
here we go. Let's see. Getting through this one's going to be a challenge. How are we on time? Okay. It all started at 6 in the morning. The night before, one of my hunting buddies had bought these without noticing that they were sugar-free. He's one of those guys always reading about the effects of food and dieting and stuff and refused to eat them, claiming that they would make you gain weight. So he gave them to me. I was out in the woods deer hunting, far from any house, far from any plumbing whatsoever. If I could go back in time, I would have ran my friend over on the way or made sure my parents had never met, because just 5 or so of these demons-possessed spawn of Satan bears did me in.
It seems like a relatively low number too.
It does.
It seems like the
4 or 5.
4 or 5, 5 or 6 seems to be the sweet spot.
Let's be honest. Who eats 4 to 5 gummy bears?
That's true.
Somebody that's way more disciplined than me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
but I will say this setting this one up, at least this guy's out in the woods.
that is true. That is true. So,
But imagine having something hit you while you're out hunting, you wearing all that stuff.
That's true. But I mean, at that point,
just
out
hold
there,
on.
The world is his toilet.
Be careful what you wish for, Eric. Okay. It all started with a low rumble, like distant thunder, or the mating call of a rhinoceros. Ooh, I was sure it would scare away any deer within 5-mile radius. I knew I'd ruined my day already, but it didn't stop at that. My intestines began to move inside of me like snakes after eating cherry bombs. My soul itself seemed to be working its way through my bowels. By then, I knew I had to get out of that tree stand, but by then, I knew it was too late. I made a break for it. Just as the sun was beginning to rise, I ran like a madman in a way that could only be described as a pregnant ostrich Sasquatch woman. I had only made it a few yards when Lucifer himself shot out of me like a potato tied to his ceiling fan.
What?
What was that again?
A potato tied to his ceiling.
It said Satan shot out of him like a potato tied to a ceiling fan, right? Just in case people didn't hear that.
Yeah, sorry. When you're spontaneously reading this, because I had read the whole list,
Yeah.
it just hits you in the funnies. And like I said, it's more anticipating what you guys are gonna do. Oh gosh. I was laughing so hard I accidentally scrolled up. Hold on, let's see. Sorry. Oh, that's what happens when you get to laughing too hard. Okay. Man, I can't believe I got down that far.
So I got some comments I'll read while
Okay,
you're
good.
looking
I
for.
forget.
Chris said he read one of these reviews a while back, and it was one sentence, quote, I bought these and ate them, then my pants. That was the whole review. Then he says, "Sounds like there isn't enough pink bismuth in the world for these gummy bears."
Pink bismuth.
That's true. If we do this little challenge, Brady, we each need to have a jar of bismuth nearby.
Taking care of bismuth. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. I think I left out. Okay. Sorry. A potato tied to a ceiling fan was where. Okay. There it goes. I crumbled to the ground as I tried to rip off my extremely expensive, no scent camouflage hunting pants, but it was too late. I stayed in that spot for what felt like hours. My life flashed before my eyes, and I relived the time that I caught my first bass. I prayed to the god to kick a satellite from the sky to crush me, but my cries for mercy were covered by the explosions of Satan still coming from my body. The stuff coming out of me would have caught fire if you stuck a match to it. As I sat with my tormented thoughts, I saw the biggest buck I think I've ever seen in my life, about 12 to 14 points, walk slowly past my tree stand, a flippin' perfect shot. And I sat there in a puddle of my own defeat, trying not to suffocate on the fumes
Puddle of my
coming
own
from me.
defeat.
After what seemed like an eternity, I managed to waddle back to my brand new truck where I had no other clothes or anything to clean myself with. I have gone through an eternity of air fresheners and nothing has worked. Whenever someone has to drive with me and they ask what happened to my truck, I tell them a really long story about how I delivered a cab in the middle of the night. Oh. Eric is broken now. Oh gosh.
Puddle of defeat.
That was the line of that review.
No,
So why?
man.
So why didn't the buck run away? I mean, surely the buck smelled that.
Probably laughing at him.
Bucks don't care.
It's like 99 cents, man. Everything's under a buck. But- all right. Let's see. The effects are indeed very real. So I read through a lot of these reviews here and decided it might be a fun prank item to buy since I'm an evil human being. I received my 5-pound bag 2 days after ordering. Now, I was somewhat skeptical, especially since my own digestive system is fairly robust. It takes some potent stuff to affect me. So I tried them. I ate 5 bears before bed. I woke up, nothing. Thought to myself, these are weak, but they do taste amazing. So I ate approximately 20 more of them that morning.
Man, that's four
Naturally,
times the magic number that everybody's been.
that's quadruple the bear power index, the BPI.
I hate to see this guy's puddle of disappointment or whatever he called it. Puddle of failure.
Oh man, puddle of defeat.
That's right. Yeah.
In less than a half an hour, my gut was rumbling, but it was only some gas. Meh. About another half hour passed and then it hit me. Oh boy, it hit hard. My gut felt like Chuck Norris had reached his hand into my anus and roundhouse kicked my inside. I made my way to the restroom with a brisk walk, and I took a few seconds after I made it in and said, but then hell broke loose. I've literally never had anything like that. Kid you not. I sat there through 5 gnarly explosions before the floodgates opened.
Gnarly.
And I swear to goodness that 5 gallons of pure liquid ran out of me. I'm a firm believer in this product's potential now that I'm bagging up the remainder of my 5-pound bag to give to select friends and family. I hope I'm not going to get myself arrested.
So Jim has a good question here. Was it a puddle of defeat or a puddle at your feet?
All right. I think we have time for one more, don't we?
Sure.
Oh, how many people are still in the room? Have we lost everybody?
10.
We've lost 10.
We've held
No,
steady.
we've got 10 in the
Okay.
room. Yeah, we're steady. Steady Freddy.
All right. Okay, this one is called Because After Several Hours Was All It Took, which is a poorly worded sentence. I knew what was coming the moment I swallowed one of these villainous bears. I've read the reviews and I was prepared for the master cleanse, but I really couldn't prepare myself for the pain that was about to ensue. Nobody could have possibly anticipated or fathomed the nightmarishness of the sugar-free deliciousness of these bears. I received the 5-pound bag and immediately grabbed a handful of the little guys. Quite honestly, I thought I was immune to their powers because after several hours, and I really experienced was just some minor gas, that I thought that I was hot stuff and had 4 more handfuls. I'm not sure what I was thinking because after this, I laid down and my nightmare began at 9:30 that night. Noises. Oh, my sweet Lord, the noises. It sounded like an old jalopy on its last hurrah. Gotta love the word when I can use jalopy. My family thought the dog was fighting with the cat, and they were both on the brink of death. Oh. Round 1 hit like a freaking freight train. My feet actually were lifted off the ground. I struggled to hold on. I've watched a lot of rodeo in my day, and the only thing that I could think of to do was grab onto the bottom. I wish I was only 8 seconds, though. This is terrible. Terrible. Let's see. Round 1 was probably more like an 18-minute ride, but who really knows because I lost all consciousness and concept of time. How ignorant I was. The next noise to come out of me could quite honestly be described as if someone stuck a leaf blower straight into a bowl. Okay. Did somebody stuck a leaf blower into a porcelain bowl filled with blubber of a baby seal? The acoustics were incredible. The noise was inevitably the start of what I could only assume to be rounds 2 through 7. For the next 6 to 8 hours, my body was ravaged and violated, and dare I say, maliciously assaulted by these thug bears. I passed food that I'd eaten as a small child. Before I was even in the womb. Literally anything that you could think of. The worst part of the whole deal was that the gummies weren't chewed up like I'd assumed they were. I vividly remember them. Vividly remember masticating and tearing these apart with my teeth. These little jokers reincarnated themselves inside of me and plummeted toward my sphincter like 100 paratroopers. I continued to camp out until I mustered the courage to crawl back to bed. However, when I attempted to stand, my legs buckled from the weakness. I am currently in physical recovery from this incident, although I will never recover completely. I gave this product 5 stars because it did exactly what I supposed it would do. Master cleanse for $21 instead of $135. Oh,
Yeah, I could probably make it through 3 days of the sugar-free gummy bear cleanse as opposed to the juice cleanse.
it was terrible, huh?
Yeah, I'm not a quitter. I don't like to fail at anything, but a day and a half is all I had in me.
Well, everything's out of you now.
Oh gosh. So it just cracks me up. I mean, obviously we're guffawing intensely, but throw back to episode 28. How many, like, we're well over 1,000 listens on that. I
Well.
think. Kenny said he's glad he wasn't driving. Kenny, please tell me you are indeed laughing.
Yeah.
It's good to hear from you, Kenny, by the way. Kenny he's an OG from back in the
He is an OG.
early episodes.
Yeah.
And I cheated because I sent him a message and said, Kenny, you don't want to miss tonight. Because I still think about hearing that he was pulled off the side of the road cursing us.
See, Brady, you just need to send thousands of messages out like that, individual messages, and boost up our numbers, man.
Yes. If only I was that effective all the time.
Thank you,
look
Kenny.
at episode 28 here. See where we are on that. It's been a while since I looked.
And listen to Chris here.
He was. Yes. Kenny sent us a voice message.
Yep.
We had like 3. I think we had 3 voice messages.
Yes.
Even though we pleaded and begged.
Episode 28, 964 listens.
Our goal is to get it to 1,000. So if you
Sneaking up
haven't
on
listened
1,000.
to it yet,
Our second one is episode 2 with 590.
so revisit our old catalog and listen to things. It sounds like we've, in very play it by ear fashion, that we've kind of fashioned up a retro episode next week.
Yeah.
What
So
was
we're
the
gonna be-
topic? What was the topic, or what were the topics in episode 2?
Let me get back.
Was that
Explosion of snack flavors, things our children won't experience, and best breakup song.
And then what was 28 again? Sorry to have you scrolling like a madman.
that one? There was a music one, I believe, in that one.
Favorite songs that no one knows.
Yes.
Pitfalls of sugarless candy and memorable cartoons.
Memorable cartoons.
What is the one last question? I don't even know what number. The still one of my favorite episodes that sticks out is the He-Man figures.
It's one of the Christmas episodes, and then that just
Was it?
spontaneously went that way, and then we did a whole episode on it.
Oh,
And I'm
gotcha.
telling you, man, I almost had to pull over, and I was in the darn recording of the incident. Was listening to it when the comic strip was like when Fisto. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
I fisted him, He-Man. I fisted him as best as I could.
The
And
not to be confused with another favorite was the we were still doing this one at Eric's place. The black blood pudding episode.
Bam, black blood pudding.
And
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, I drove by Donato's the other day and instantly had flashbacks to the Donato's episode. Which still, how many episodes are we in? 150?
Oh, 100,
No,
we're at 164.
164.
That's still my kid's favorite episode.
We I probably ought to save some of this waxing nostalgic for next week, but it's funny to go back and listen to like the first 10 episodes of how just utterly terrified we were of saying something we shouldn't. Just like,
Now we just don't care.
well, we still discipline ourselves, but just like you could sound when we walk up to that line, we would get so nervous sounding, and that just kind of adds to the hilarity of it back then. Anyway,
Yeah.
but
there are times where I miss the live in person or the in person.
yeah,
Did we do? I can't remember. Did we do our first couple Facebook lives? Were we together, or were we
no, I know.
remote like this?
No, because that technology came post-pandemic. Like, that's where like stuff like this really started kicking in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we would record them. We recorded them remotely.
Yeah.
But I think, so when we did the Facebook Live, without, man, I'm gonna have to go. We'll have to consult the historian here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to
definitely,
be quiet.
Chris.
I was reading what the historian was
Yeah.
saying.
Definitely, Chris. The Founders Day episode. That was a 2-parter, wasn't it? Was the Founders Day, or was it a deal? It was just the whole episode was about Founders Day.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And what cracks me up is like I just happened to be listening to an older episode when Eric would still use the timer. And
Yeah.
like timer schmimer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that went away.
Nothing can contain us. Oh,
Mere
man.
time. No, mere time cannot contain us.
No.
All right. I think that's Have we done everything we need to do here?
I think we have.
I think we have. And
It's
just
time to put it to bed.
put it to bed. And before we go, so ladies and gents and listeners, we will try to have this retro episode and mark it in your calendars. This should be pretty epic. It's going to be a nice, what do you call it? Walls down memory lane. We haven't done that for a while. So this is
All right.
exciting me.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
All right. With that being said, audio, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio app, most anywhere else you might find your audio podcast. Video-wise, we're on Spotify, YouTube. Search Play It By Ear podcast on YouTube. Find our channel. Follow it. Click on the notifications. That helps us. So please do all that. Smash that like button. What they always say on YouTube. Smash that like button.
Talk like the cool kids, Eric.
Yeah, right. Twitch. Play It By Ear. Social medias, Facebook, X, Instagrams, all those links. You can find them on the search there. Interact with us via email. admin@playitbyearpodcast.com. You can leave a voice message. Click on the link at your podcast provider.
Pretty much takes care of it.
I believe it does.
It's been cared.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Should be back next Monday, I guess. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
The plan, Stan.
All righty. Todd, take us out.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.